your character has really touched people's lives. So I'd like to know your story. What is it that you've heard that people come up to you and tell you that has really touched you?
About playing this character?
Yes.
From the very beginning, fans have come up to me. And now we're in social media, you can be in contact, but on the street, stopping me in the street, telling me what they like, thanking me for playing the part and putting it into films, but also telling me what they don't like. When you are part of the X-Men fan base family, and it is like a family, because they will tell you everything. They'll be very honest with you, and they're very passionate. This movie is a love letter to those fans. It's the Wolverine movie in a way I think I'd always felt was there, where we really got under the skin of this character, and you saw all the aspects of him. His superpowers, but also his humanity and his flaws and his difficulties. So, but hopefully, this movie also touches people who will never go to a superhero movie. They think, oh, I might go and see that. Because it's really about these three humans more than three superheroes.
Is that why you did it this way? You treated it in a different way.
We did. I didn't want it to feel like the final chapter. I had this idea that James and I came up with, which felt a little more like Unforgiven or Shane, or just a movie that it has some violence in it, but this is not a movie for kids. This is a movie that has something to say about violence, that actually in our lives, big and small, there is a ramification to violence of all types. And finding a way through that and finding peace and hope at the end of that is what we wanted to make the movie about.
How was it for you? When did you realize, and how did you realize that it's time to say goodbye?
I just knew. I was talking with a friend of mine about who was on a TV show, and it was very popular, and he was telling me why he decided to finish at a certain time, and as he was talking, I just knew this was it. And then very soon after, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, had this idea of the type of tone of movie and what I wanted to do with the character, and I shared that with James Mangold. And he just went and wrote this amazing script, and then I was excited, so excited.
How much of you is in this film? Your personal... A lot.
It's almost impossible to tell where an actor finishes and the character begins, because particularly when you play for 17 years, it's all coming from within me somewhere. On the surface, I'd say we're very different. But actually, as I get older, I think this character has changed me, and hopefully I've changed it.
From all the Wolverine films that you've done, what is the most definitive of who he really is?
For me, this film is the most definitive. I think we go deeper into the character. You see the effect of being a superhero, a violent superhero. You see what that has made him. You also see him in a vulnerable place. He's near the end of his life. So you get to understand the weight of his life. I mean, there are little moments throughout all the movies. There's a little cameo I did in X-Men First Class. I literally filmed for 1 hour in that film. I said 3 words. In some ways, I could say, yeah, that's very Wolverine, you know. There's certain moments, but as in total, I would say this film is the definitive one.
What would you miss about playing Wolverine?
I won't miss. He won't leave me. It's hard to describe. I suppose if you're a painter, your painting may hang on someone else's wall, but it lives within you. That experience of painting, and it comes from within you. And so, you know, effectively act as a storytellers. You know, we tell the story, and then it doesn't belong to us anymore.
Are you eyeing anyone to follow in the footsteps of Wolverine?
No. You know, I have no idea which way they'll go, and I'm grateful that the studio gave me the opportunity. Bryan Singer gave me that chance all those years ago. I know I wasn't the first asked. Other people were asked. I got lucky, and I gave it my all. I gave everything I could to that character. And now it's someone else's turn. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Really am.
And Daphne was amazing.
Oh my gosh. This young girl, Daphne, who plays Laura, the fans are going to flip over her. I mean, she is phenomenal. She's that performance. There are very few 30-year-olds who could pull that performance off.
One of the things that I took, as you were saying, he was nearing the end of his life. For me, the film is about family and loss, like dealing with a loss. What is it that you want the the audience take home from this?
The movie is entertaining. It is emotional. I think it does make you think. But ultimately, I think it's uplifting in that we live in a time in the world where there is a pressure to close down. To, you look after your stuff, I'm going to look after my stuff. But ultimately, what happens in a family is you don't have a choice. You don't choose your family. And you are involved with each other. And it is frustrating at times. It is annoying. It can even be dangerous, as in our movie. But it's ultimately worthwhile. I want people to feel the heart that is in this movie. There is great action. It is thrilling in many ways, but it's a movie with a lot of heart.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's so good to see you again. And thank you for saying that.
Thank you.